So y'all know I made a video on TikTok that's now on my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all go to my YouTube channel. Because if you haven't seen anything about my life living abroad, then you need to go to my YouTube channel. Because you can see my life in Dubai, in Nigeria, when I visited Ghana. Where else? When I went to Bulgaria, Turkey, Egypt, all of that. Go to my YouTube channel. But I did a video about me coming back to America and some of the things that I had to experience. And when I say the comments were overwhelming and also so on point to what I experienced, that I had to make a second video to just address some of the comments and also answer some of your questions. So if you asked a question or if you had a comment, come on in because we about to talk directly to you, boo. So someone made a comment that said, damn, you must live in a rough area in America because I don't have those problems. Praying for you. No, I don't live in a rough area in America, but I'm just telling you, there is a big difference in the frequency, the energy, the attitude of Americans. You can live in a very good area, but guess what? Fear is prominent in America, period. I don't care where you live. And I've lived in some of the most high-end areas in Atlanta. Matter of fact, I lived in Midtown. I don't live in the shabby area. If I showed y'all my neighborhood, y'all would be like, oh, okay. But fear is one of the biggest things that I've noticed in America, and also the encounters that I had with people. These were people that were supposed to have been close to me, and it was negative encounter. So the mindset of the American, it don't matter where you live, it's the mindset, baby. So someone said in the comments, here in America, everyone's on a negative frequency and everyone here lives in fear. And everyone here thinks that they have to pull some of the fellow brothers or sisters. So I feel your pain, sis. Yes, that's what I was just saying about that last comment. The level of fear that I've experienced since being in America, the average person here in America is oppressed based on the programming, though. The programming is programming y'all to have to be in fear. The food is like, do you realize that what you eat, if you eat a lot of processed foods, do you realize what that's doing to your pineal gland? What that's doing to the hormone imbalance in your body, which ultimately what's that doing to your brain? What's that doing to your frequency? And that's something that if you look, they push watch TV. They're gonna push all of these fast food stuff. They push, processed frozen foods. They don't in other countries, they're not pushing processed foods and medicine and all this stuff as much as they do in America. I'm trying to tell you because I know, because I lived abroad for years, and a lot of the stuff that I seen here in America, you'll never see living in no other country. So someone said in the comments, just went to Toronto this year. And even there, I felt free and not judged for being a person of color, or people of color. Listen, when you go outside of America and you're an American, you're like recognized as an American, not as a black American, a single mother. All of these labels that they put on you in America, people always say, well, how do they treat black people outside of America? They treat them like Americans. That's what you're recognized as an American. Just like Nigerians, they don't call them black Nigerians. They call them Nigerians. Filipinos, they call them Filipinos. They don't say black Filipinos. Japanese, they call them Japanese. Like, do y'all realize that America is the only place where they say, like in Egypt, they don't say black Egyptians. Like, but in America, you black American, you Latin American. Like, I didn't hear that. I'm telling y'all, they only recognize me as being an American woman outside of America. There was no oppression based on, I can't even say my skin tone because my skin tone is not black, to be honest. So that's something that is solely based on the American experience. So someone said, oh my God, for real, I moved abroad at 18 and I second all of this. Whenever I visit the States, it's like traveling back to the past. So this comment really resonated with me. This person said, all facts, after living outside the country for 6 years, when you come back, you have eyes of a different experience and it's hard to reintegrate into the stress of America. The low quality food makes you feel sick. Let me tell y'all something. When I got back here, I felt like an alien because I was so used to dealing with people from the Netherlands and Sweden and Turkey and Nigeria and Ghana and South Africa and UK and all these other places places, and it's like when I came back to America, it was so hard, and it's still so hard for me to integrate back into the system and get back into that mindset, because now I have experienced and I have seen so much and I've learned so much and I have so many friends from different countries. So it's kind of like me going back to that mindset of separation, like, okay, Indians over here, Mexicans over here, Italians over here. But when you live abroad, Indians, Syrians, Egyptians, people from, Paris, all of us lived amongst each other, and we all had one thing in common. We all left our home country and we were expats. And that's what made us kind of become friends, or made us relate to one another. Not because of a religion, not because of a nationality. So I seen this happen with someone that I know personally. But this person said lived in Mexico for a while, came back to the States, and got so sick from the food and the physical health decline. And I know someone that this happened to when they were living abroad. Soon as they came back to America, everything that they was feeling that they hadn't felt since leaving America instantly came back. And see, that's why I'm vegan. Because that was one of the biggest reasons why I'm a holistic vegan. I didn't trust the food industry here in America. So this person said, I never want to come back. You can feel the stress in the air as you step off the plane, as well as the racial tension. That part, especially in Detroit. This this person said, I haven't moved back yet, but whenever I come to visit, it feels like everyone is so angry. That's because they are. Look how they programming these people. Look what they feeding these people. Look what they pushing as the norm. Like, it's so sad that Baddies is one of the top shows. And what are they pushing on these baddie shows, on this Love and Hip Hop, on this Atlanta Housewives? Like, what are they pushing? Really think about what they pushing. Really think about what Tyler Perry is pushing in them films. That's targeted, especially to my people, the people of color in America. So this person said, can you talk about Nigeria? I wanted to visit, but was told women aren't safe alone. I'm going to do a whole video on Nigeria, so stay tuned, boo. So this person said, yes, I go through a depression anytime I leave the U.S. and have to come back. So I think they were saying, like, anytime I have to come back to the U.S., they have depression. And when I tell y'all, like, the first couple weeks here, I was so depressed. Like, sometimes I go through, like, little bouts of, I miss my life abroad. I miss it. And I go through those mental things. But, luckily I have a strong support system abroad and here that's helping me to just not, like, come back here and just cut my international life off. Because trust me, baby girl is getting back on these planes and back out here. Someone said everyone in America needs a detox. I second that. So this person says, dang, I thought I was crazy when I went back to visit. I realized being here in East Africa, I am very traumatized by America. Readjusting to eating was horrible. One reason I left, but the energy of the people disturbs my soul. The water in America is poison. I can't tell the difference in the bottled water here, but I'm American. But in America, I can. Being abroad has relaxed my nervous system. Y'all, when I say being abroad took me out of the survival mode, put me into my divine feminine energy, from the interactions that I had with men, to how the women treated me, to how the younger generation treated me, it actually realigned my divine feminine energy and really positioned me to understand who I am and what I deserve and where I am on this place called Earth. Like I always say, God gave us Earth, so why not roam it? So I'm going to read more comments in another video, and I'm definitely going to address Nigeria, and I'm going to give y'all more insight because there's more stuff I can get into about what it was like moving back to America and how I am so displeased with everything. But stay tuned for more. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure y'all check out my videos of living abroad. And trust me, baby, getting back here in these streets, so stay tuned for more. All right? Peace.